Greetings from Nebraska, everyone. Yes, you heard it right, Nebraska. I have moved with my brand new wife to Lincoln, Nebraska. It's a fun new adventure, and we are excited to see what happens. I know it's been 2 months since I last posted. I'm sorry. I know that so many people are diligently waiting on these. It's more just, to keep me sane and not bored all the time. But yeah, it's been a crazy season in my life these past 2 months. Got married. I've seen friends get married. As I said, moved to Lincoln, Nebraska, so that's a fun new chapter. I'm really excited to see what's in store for us. If you could be praying that I find a full-time job, that would be great. But for now, I'm just drinking beer and thinking deeply. And this night's episode is brought to you by Zipline Brewing. It's their oatmeal porter. It's a local place here in Lincoln that I've actually been very impressed with. So if you can find these in stores where you are, pick one up. It's absolutely delicious. So I know what you all are thinking, Josh, what is the deep conversation for tonight? And I promise that it is deeper than my last video, that of fashion. Tonight I'm actually going to dive a little bit into introversion and extroversion. That's been one of my topics of deep consideration recently. And the reason I really want to dive into that is, well, A, whoever knows me knows that I am about as high of an extrovert as I possibly could be. I get my energy from people. I love talking. I love engaging with others. You name it. If people are around, that's me. I was that little baby that if I was left alone for too long, I'd start crying. My mom needed to come and, rock me. But tonight, my question for all of you out there, everyone, you could be in the middle, you could be a high-end introvert, you could be an extrovert. I don't care. I know there are a lot of myths out there, and I'll dive into those in just a second. But my question for you tonight is, if you're an extrovert, what is some advice or some wise words that you would have for your introvert friends, and of course, vice versa? What do those introverts out there have to say to the extroverts? What do you want them to know? And if you find yourself more smack dab in the middle, what do you have to say? What's your advice? Because everyone, thinks you're one or the other. Why can't you be both? I'm a firm believer that everyone is both, just more on one side of the spectrum than the other. Some common myths that I've heard about extroversion is extroverts love people, true, yes, but they love big groups. False. I actually am not a huge fan of giant crowds. I am a concert goer. I love to go to concerts. But honestly, I find myself loving the smaller venues a lot more than I do the really, really, really big venues. And it's just overwhelming. It's hot. It's sticky. It's weird. You're bumping into people you never know. And yeah, I feel drained after a huge concert. I much prefer, anywhere from 1 to 5 people. That's how I get energy. I know for introverts, I've heard time and time again, a lot of people think introversion is synonymous with shyness, which is baloney, because shyness, I think, is being, fearful of social interaction. Introverts are not fearful of social interaction. I definitely recommend reading a book called Quiet by Susan Cain. Phenomenal piece of literature that I loved reading, and I learned a ton from it. Another funny introvert myth that I've heard is that introverts are socially inept, which is baloney. There could be nothing farther from the truth than that statement. To be honest with you, there are days when I wish I could sit alone and just think deeper than I do, with my beer. But it's amazing, my introvert friends, how incredibly proactive and engaged they are in conversation with other people. They are just, diligently seeking it out day after day after day after day, like us extroverts. But we love people, yes, but that doesn't mean that we can't be alone. Sometimes we need to be alone. In fact, everyone out there that has an extrovert friend, make them be alone every now and again. It's healthy and it's good for them. But yeah, that's kind of what I have for you tonight. Please comment below. Let me know your thoughts. what it is that you want to tell me. I would really appreciate it. So, have a wonderful night, and as always, keep living life one beer at a time. We'll see ya.
Rumors spreading round in that Texas town.